you call Sue before you took her over there?
Her name, my phone was literally Sue Babysitter.
Huh?
Her name, my phone was literally Sue Babysitter.
So, you think so then you must have picked her up from Sue that day.
Like I said earlier, I don't remember who hit her first and who dropped her off.
I know, but at this point, we're confident that old mommy had her, that you picked her up and took her to Sue. You wouldn't have taken her back to old mommy at any time.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so you went and picked her up from Sue on that day.
Yeah. Can you get back home?
We can as soon as we get this finished up.
Okay.
All right, so what time did you pick her up from Sue?
Whenever I got off work.
Which was about what time?
Probably 6:30.
So you pick her up at 6:30. Anybody with you? Just you. Nobody at Sue's.
I don't know if her husband was there or not. I didn't see him. Sue still has Evelyn's pack and play. They said we got them some of her clothes.
From that day.
Yeah. I never found them.
So you had taken that from old mommy's to over there that day?
Mommy never kept her pack and play there.
Okay, so did Sue have this that day? She already had it?
Yeah, but it was Evelyn's pack and play. It's like pink, got files on it. Well, like the insert of the bed playpen is pink, and it's got like the edges of it's like white, and it's got pink roses on it.
Okay.
Like, have you seen a pack and play?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you know the kid. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the design or whatever around it.
Yeah.
On the very top part, like that other part, it's on the green pack and play. It's white. Pink roses.
Got it. But Sue,
Already had the pack and play.
Okay.
So I looked at it before.
Yeah.
And some clothes.
so she had clothes. So,
Yeah.
but,
And she maybe had.
but you
other
had
clothes.
dressed Evelyn that day, right?
Yes.
In this Puma outfit.
Yeah.
So she didn't change clothes or anything like that.
Well, no, Sue still has clothes that I dropped off there for Evelyn.
No
They
problem.
still changed.
So you pick up Evelyn,
Yeah.
right? 6:30. Did you call your mom from when you were going from Evelyn's house or Sue's house to your trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me this. Were you or were you not living with Hunter at the time?
On and off.
On and off.
I wasn't necessarily like living there, but I stayed there while I was there. Okay, so Mom picks Evelyn up. You know, they're going to Mendota. I'm like, okay.
So wait a minute. So your mom doesn't come inside. So is this conversation you're having with your mom, is it standing at the door?
She's like, we're going to Mendota. I'm like, here's Evelyn's stuff. Bye. Like, it was really quick.
Okay. How far is Mendota?
I don't know. I've never been. How far is Mendota? Do you know?
I don't. The reason I'm asking though is did you ask like, does she need a toothbrush? Or not toothbrush, but does she need like overnight stuff?
I did send her overnight stuff. I was supposed to do the next morning.
Okay. So you had a bag that you gave to your
It
mom.
wasn't a bag. It was a little basket.
It was a basket.
It's blue. It had like diapers and like I gave like some
Did
milk.
Will get out of the car and come with her to the door?
Yeah.
Okay. So when my mom came to the door, okay, were you planning on your mom keeping her that night? Okay.
So I sent overnight stuff.
When mom came to the door, did you tell her that on the phone?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She was aware. Supposed to be the next day.
Into the door. I came. basket?
It was a blue basket. Does that matter?
That was blue.
Does that matter at all?
It had overnight clothes.
Yeah. Well, anytime I ever took Evelyn anywhere, I sent with extra clothes. Because babies get dirty.
Overnight clothes
Diapers, milk.
and extra clothes. And also had
You were really thorough.
diapers and milk.
Yeah.
What kind of milk?
Whole milk.
Whole milk, not any kind of formula or anything like that. She just drank whole milk.
Yeah, around 9 months old, like, she started spitting formula back up. So I switched her on whole milk. My pediatrician told me not to, but like, she never spit up again and she was fine, so I just kept her on whole milk.
Just whole milk. Would you put some kind of cold thing in there to keep the milk cold?
I gave it to her like out of the, whatchamacallit, the fridge. I'm sorry, I'm half asleep. Please bear with me. I'm getting weird.
My mom milk right out of the fridge.
Should I not remember that?
I don't know. I don't know where she was going or what the deal was. So, what did your mom say to you when she left?
That I prepared mom to grow up.
Okay. My mom said,
I prepared mom to grow up.
tomorrow, pick her up. So, at some point, she's got to tell you where she's going.
No.
I know that, Megan, but it's important about how and when she told you. Did she tell you that at the beginning of the conversation, while you were on the phone, or at the door, or at the end?
Well, we were on the phone. She told me her little brother to go from now on.
And her and Will, we're going to Mendota. Okay. Now, did she say we're going over there to camp or to see somebody, or what did she say?
I mean, I just assumed camp. I'm not gonna lie to you. They always camp out there. Will has a camper.
At Mendota? What's it look like?
I've never seen it, to be honest with you. It's just a camper. I think it's at Jude's now. Or it was at Jude's. It's just a camper.
What kind of camper is it?
A camper. I've never laid eyes on it to tell me that it was camper. Like what kind of camper it was or anything like that. I'm sorry.
Did your mom say we were going camping?
I don't know where else she could stay in Mendota. Other than that camper.
I understand that, but what else did she say?
That was it. I was literally like, here's Evelyn, here's your stuff, see you, Bob. It was a quick exchange. It's like along like Holston River, I guess. That's what my dad told me.
How'd your dad know?
Because my mom got like a trespassing charge. She like walked over property one day, like in Scott County, but he was like, that river flows through Mendota. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he knows what he's talking about. I guess. What time is it?
I'm not really sure. So, your mom leaves.
The next day she comes. And she's mad.
What time?
In the morning.
So what day was that? Huh?
The 15th and the 17th. And she's like, oh, well, like, you don't deserve that when you're a bad mom. Like, she's just my days and treat her better, take care of her better. She kept telling me stuff like, oh, like, you don't deserve her.
I want to say Evelyn was with.
Somebody who would take better care of her. Should be happy. Do you think I was a bad mom?
I didn't say that. I don't know that anybody said that. You know why? Because we don't know what happened. And Megan, I'm not sitting here saying this isn't feasible, but I'm confident that you know more than what you're saying to me. That's all. I'm not sitting here saying this isn't. I'm confident that you know.
I don't know.
At the minimum, your mom's told you where this child is. At the minimum,
I think it's somewhere in the other.
you take better care. Somebody who would take better care.
Do you know the day that you wrote in that press release together? She kept trying to take me back up there, and I told her, I was like, look, you just give her to me. I was like, so help me God, I will not bring your name into it. I will walk my ass up there with Evelyn on my head and be like, it's mad at my dad, you don't want him to see the baby, like, you know, think of some bullshit. And I was like, I will let them just see the baby. I was like, you're taking me to her, just tell me.
I want you to listen to what you just said. Your mom kept trying to take you back up there.
But she wouldn't tell me why.
Megan, that is not feasible whatsoever.
Mom, do you think that's not?
Why would your mom say, I want to take you up there, but wouldn't say, this is where
Well,
the
she wouldn't
kid
tell me
is?
that's where we were going. That's just where the road signs were pointing to. She was taking me somewhere way up in Virginia. And the road signs were like pointing towards Mendoza.
Okay. And you didn't go.
No, because she wouldn't tell me. She just kept telling me that I don't need to talk to you all, that I need to like go with her and just like leave the whole situation and stuff like that.
And she told you that you needed to know where the child was.
No, she never mentioned
Why
that.
else would she be taking you?
She wouldn't tell me. I kept asking, she wouldn't answer me.
That makes no
And then I told
sense.
her that if she didn't take me and drop me off back up there and talk to you when she was reading the press release, that I was going to call and be myself and you come get me.
She told me that somebody who would take better care, Evelyn was with somebody who would take better care of the child. She told you that next morning now. What?
But I didn't deserve Evelyn. That was bad mom. I didn't support her. She told me who she was going to talk to.
She told you what?
That who she was going to talk to.
The person or the people?
The person she was going to talk to. you to say we want for anything. Then if I love my child, I'll let her have a better life.
I love my child what?
I'll let her have a better life. But she never will. That's all.
Did your mom bring you any money?
No.
Who's this?
The only time she's ever given me money is when we first started hanging out again. She gave me like $20 one time because I had that in the car was in on gas and hurt it. And
I'm talking about this. I'm not here.
No,
Okay.
no, she never gave me money.
What else did your mom tell you?
That's it. She just kept repeating the same like phrase over and over again. Just kept on saying it. I wanted Evelyn to have a good life. It wasn't a sorry.
I just want to know why you didn't tell us this in the first place.
Because whenever she's happier, she doesn't want to be with me.
Megan,
Everybody keeps telling me I'm a bad mom and she'd be better off with anybody but me.
I want to know something.
What?
Do you think Evelyn is alive? You do. Are you confident of that? You're shaking your head yes. Does that mean yes?
Yeah.
Megan,
Just don't know what they're doing.
Megan, I want you to know something. If Evelyn is alive and she's okay, it's okay. Okay? And I even go back to the fact that if she's not, and something just accidentally happened, it happens. It's sad, but it happens. I can't go out here though and find this child, no matter how it is, and turn around and make it okay. If when I talk to the people, they say, Megan, the news. Do you understand that? And I'm telling you, that's more feasible than you don't know at this point because you've already told a couple of different stories. If you know where the child is, I need to put my hands on it so that I can help you with this. You need to tell me, honey.
I don't have an exact idea. I just think so. The knowing that my mom is out with us.
That your mom hangs out with. Tell me who your mom hangs out with.
Nobody else or anything about the moment. Or even,
What names do you know?
you're gonna have to give me a second, I think. There's like Travis, Tristan, Dylan, Chris, Jerry.
These are all people in New York.
No. I don't know anybody that she knows in New York. My mom has a lot of like sketchy friends and they move around a lot. And Will has a lot of sketchy friends and they move around a lot.
I really am trying to help, honey.
We're fine out there, everybody that ever did that.
I'm just telling you, this this is the problem. The only problem is this is, I know that you want to sit here and say, hey, this first part or whatever, but if that story was true, there's no reason why you wouldn't have told me the whole thing, or told those guys the whole thing the first time. Before I get up from this chair, honey, I need to know every bit of this.
I didn't tell you everything. Even when we started hanging out again, that's just all she was telling me.
You do realize, Megan, that I know that you sat in that seat up there and you told those guys the last time that was everything you knew. But it wasn't, was it?
I'm really taking a lot of tech lessons, so I can be honest with you. Good schedule in the morning. Have to come get me out. I'm right up to the all day.
What are you going to do if the test shows that you're not being truthful? What are you going to do?
Turn them off. I know that.
See, I gotta sit here and believe you, honey. I also believe that you feel confident that your child is still alive.
Right? Well, it's not a bad thing.
No. But what's a bad thing is that you have an idea of where it's at and you're not telling me.
I know a general area.
Alright, where?
Mendoza. That's the general area.
You know what I mean.
Well, no, I don't know exactly. This section of Mendoza, like that one.
I feel pretty confident that your mom probably would have said, she's here. Or she's with so-and-so.
She never gave me the name. The only coincidence I can think of that was really like, oh, that's weird, is like that girl that mom used to hang out with just kind of disappeared, like almost exactly the way we did. And the day mom got arrested, like she messaged him on her Facebook and just went back into like whatever. I've never said people, it's always person. Like singular. Not like
Why is that? Would you have said that if you didn't know?
said word.
Person?
No, she never said people, it was always person. It's always the person who has it. It wasn't like, oh, the people were like, you know what I mean? It's always like one person.
Well, just listen. We'll go to the ends of the earth for this kid. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, lots of problems. If what you're telling me is a made-up story,
Okay.
you've done this twice.
Okay.
You can't do this.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I know you're young, but you're now an adult. And I'm willing to tear every word up and tear this paper off and take another statement from you and forget it.
I appreciate it.
I would. I would sit right here. Because I don't want to see you at the age of 18 ruin your life. If an accident happened to this child, I'm willing to write it down. If you know where your child is, I'm willing to write it
Accidents
down.
never happened to Evelyn when she bruised her face or something while she was walking.
I'm willing to write down what happened.
I told you.
And if there's more that you know, I've got to know.
There's not. I just have theories, and I told you that. Like
And
I
this
said,
is it.
that one girl that went missing around the same time Evelyn did, like my mom hung out
Do
with
you
her.
know the child to be with that girl?
No, but don't you think it's weird they went missing around the same time? And literally, like almost down to the month my mom was arrested, she talked to somebody.
What's the girl's name?
It's Lucy Stafford. Do I need to find a ride home for me, Christy? Thank you, Lord. Can I ask you something?
I'm listening.
What if my mom told this girl that she was adopted Evelyn? Would you get her back? Because somebody there told me no. adoption, you couldn't get it back.
I don't think your mom has the right to let her be adopted out.
Well, still, like,
Her name is what?
Lucy Steffi.
Spell Stiffy.
I think it's Stefy maybe. I'm sorry if I spelled her last name wrong.
I was working at the chicken shack. Old mommy or the babysitter was keeping the child. I called my mom because I needed a break. This was sometime between December 14th and 16th. My mom came to my trailer. My mom had a phone, and the number is the number that Jude has
And it's
now.
always Jude's phone, she's used it. Does that matter? They share the phone.
It was
Sorry, I didn't catch that one.
always Jude's phone. My mom shared it with Jude. Right? I got off work and went to the trailer. I had the 579 number. I called my mom on the way home from work. My car had Apple Play, and I called her from the car. I told her I just wanted a break.
Well, take that probably from the babysitter aspect to me, that's still on the way from work. So if you get down here, you know, after a week call from Sue's house, like, that means the same thing to me.
But you called her from the car, right?
Right.
And on your phone.
Right.
Okay. I told her I just wanted a break. My mom came to the trailer with Will McLeod in a small sedan. It was a dark car and it was dark outside. My mom did not come in the trailer. I handed Evelyn to her while she was outside. Evelyn was wearing a Puma track suit that was hot pink with a bow to match. The shoes were pink Puma and matched the suit. Old mommy had kept the child that day. The babysitter, Sue, also kept her that day. I left work sometime in the afternoon and picked up Evelyn. I took her to Sue's home that I think is a double wide. Right?
I mean, I don't know what you call it, it's just like double line. But it's not as long as the block, we don't need it.
Initial right here, so that I don't add anything to your statement.
Okay. Right.
Yep. And you see where I marked this out? Initial everywhere where I marked that and that out.
Above it?
Yep. Here's the initial right here where we added this. And then initial right here at the bottom. So I'll add anything to your statement. Alright. Old mommy called me that day and said she was tired and could not keep her any longer. That is why I took her to Sue. I left work to do that. I called Sue and asked her to keep Evelyn that day. I went to Sue's and picked up Evelyn after work, which was around 6:30 p.m. I called my mom on my way from Sue's to my trailer. When my mom came to the door, I gave her a basket that was blue. It had overnight clothes and extra clothes. It also had diapers and milk, which was whole milk. I gave my mom the milk right out of the fridge. My mom and I could meet her tomorrow. My mom said I could meet her tomorrow and pick her up. When I called her to ask, here, I'm going to say Evelyn, and pick Evelyn up. When I called her to ask her to keep Evelyn, she told me that her and Will were going to Mendota. I assumed they were going camping because Will has a camper, and that is why I assumed that. My mom called the next morning. I was getting ready for work. It was either the 15th or the 17th. My mom said that I was a bad mom and that I did not deserve Evelyn. My mom said Evelyn was with somebody who would take better care of the child. My mom said I did not deserve Evelyn. She said I was a bad mom and could not support her. All that right? Where I marked things out? the person she, Evelyn, was with loved her. My mom said she was safe and would not want for anything. My mom said that if I loved my child, I would let her have a better life than she would have with me. A friend of my mom's went missing around the same time Evelyn went missing. Her name is Lucy Steffi. Is that right? Initial right there at that. Initial at the very end. Now sign and date, please.
What's this?
Good question. 24.
Did you want to time on that?
It's a good question. I'm pretty sure, I'm just thinking. Megan, don't want me to touch the baby before that.
No. She must have her dates wrong because she didn't know it. I know for a fact that she didn't know it. Because I know nobody else who watched her except did with her. Long as this was 7 years old. And calls me their own names every time I see her.
I mean, I call my kids the wrong name half the time. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with my mind.
When I was going in and out of there, when I was like, oh, I get to see her after Thanksgiving, like he literally like actually has pictures of her after Thanksgiving. Or she used to forever that one phone that she had.
I don't want us to get up from this chair and miss any opportunity. I've got an 18-year-old daughter. It worries me that if I still get up from this chair and that there's more knowledge in your hand,
There's not.
that I can help fix this problem
I'm not.
that I can't get.
If I think of anything, I'm like, oh, like, you know.
You need to think of it right now.
I can't think of anything else right now. It's just so traumatic, like, not too bad.
Your child's missing. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about your child. Okay? Anything else? Sure.
Are you ready for this? Are you taking this home or something?
I'll either take you home or get somebody. Give me just a minute. Hold on. We'll make it a good, safe ride home.
Agent Wilhor, we could kind of tell as you were speaking with Ms. Boswell, you writing that statement down
Yes, sir.
on the pad? Okay. Did you go over that statement with her?
Yes, sir.
Did you allow her to correct or make any changes to what you were writing down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that indicated on the statement as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. And at the end of the statement, did you have her sign and date it?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign and date it as well?
Yes, sir, I did.
And when you took this statement, you started talking with her, I guess, shortly before midnight on the 23rd.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? And then you finished, I believe you turned off the recording at 12:11 a.m. on the 24th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Agent Wilhort, I'm going to hand you a document and ask you if you can identify it. You recognize it?
Yes, sir.
Is that a copy of the statement that you took from Megan Boswell on the February 23rd into February 24th, 2020?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you recognize her signature at the end of that statement?
Yes, sir.
And do you sign that as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. Judge, we'd move to make that Exhibit 229.
What was it, 229?
Agent Will Hoyt, during the course of your all's investigations, you all ever receive or discover any evidence that Evelyn had been given to another person in Mendota, Virginia?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
If you would answer any questions Mr. Scott has for you.
Good morning, Agent Will Hoyt. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. You took this statement on February the 23rd. It appears it started up into the night. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
How long had Megan been at the sheriff's department that day prior to that statement being taken? You know?
I don't.
Did you Mirandize her?
No, sir.
The statement, the subject matter of the statement, obviously you're aware that several other statements have been taken from her.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're in charge of the field office in Johnson City, basically, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means you review and sign off on everything that's done in every case.
In the field division, yes, sir.
So everything that Agent Gratz is doing, you're reviewing and you're signing off on.
Yes, sir.
So you were aware that she'd been interviewed several times prior to your interview.
Several being, I guess, I don't know, but yes, she had been interviewed prior to that, Mr. Scott. You are correct.
Okay. And your interview was essentially a continuation on the same subject matter of the prior interviews.
Could you repeat the question?
Your interview was a continuation of the subject matter of the prior interviews, being the disappearance of Evelyn Boswell.
Well, it was a different interview, but I guess I was questioning her about Evelyn, which I think was the subject of every interview.
Sure. That's all the questions I have, Judge. Actually, no, can I ask one more thing? Were you aware that the TBI had provided Megan with a cell phone on the 23rd?
I apologize, Mr. Scott, I can't recall that. I believe that was the case, yes. But I don't know the details of that. I'm sorry.
See, you don't know that cell phone could have been used to track her to see if she went to the location after the 23rd where the body was found? If you know.
I don't.
That's all the questions I have, Judge.
Thanks, sir. Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Is he free to go?
From the state, yes.
Judge, yes, I've asked that he be subject to recall, but free to leave the courthouse.
As you go, your testimony right now is over. However, you are subject to being recalled. You don't have to stay at the courthouse. Just make sure that we can get a hold of him and get you here soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, next.
Statement called Special Agent Paul Durant.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name, please.
My name is Paul Durant.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
Please tell the jury your name and where you're employed.
My name is Paul Durant. I'm a special agent with the FBI assigned to the Johnson City RA.
Okay. And is your last name spelled D-U-R-A-N-T?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been employed in that capacity?
I've been employed with the FBI for about 5.5 years.
Okay. And you stated your title was special agent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell the jury a brief description of your current duties with the FBI?
So, as a special agent with the FBI, I'm primarily assigned to investigate crimes against children. So anything with sexual exploitation, kidnapping, human trafficking, things of that nature.
Okay. Can you give the jury a brief summation of your education?
Yes. So I have a bachelor's degree in finance that I attained from the University of Central Florida. I have a second bachelor's degree in biomedical science, which I also attained from the University of Central Florida.
Okay. And during the time you were employed with the FBI, were you asked to aid in the investigation of missing child Evelyn Boswell?
I was.
What were you tasked with doing at that time?
So the FBI in general was tasked with supporting our local and state partners. We did anything from interviews to phone extractions to assisting interviews outside of the state. Primarily, my responsibility was reviewing all of our documentation and looking for any patterns and things like that.
Okay. When you say documentation, are you referencing digital documentation or other items?
Mostly digital documentation, as well as like interviews and notes and stuff like that from the other investigative agents.
Okay. And from the time you first assisted until now, have you continued to receive training in the area of forensic examination of digital devices?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Can you tell the jury briefly what type of training you've received?
I received training through the FBI as part of the Computer Analyst Response Team technician, as well as the Digital Evidence Examination technician.
Okay. When you say response team, what does that mean exactly?
Essentially, like any of the response teams, are teams that can be deployed. We can go to search warrants. For example, like we call it CART for short. The CART team would join investigative agents in the field. We would examine any computers that were on and available during the time, as well as cell phones, and then bring those back to our office for further examination and extraction.
So CART is short for Computer Analysis The FBI utilized forensic digital evidence equipment to aid you in your investigations.
Yes, so we have several different forensic softwares that are FBI approved, as well as specific devices to help us extract and image electronic devices.
Okay. And we'll briefly go into what the FBI utilizes. When it comes to cellular devices like telephones, what would a digital analysis entail regarding cell phones?
So regarding cell phones, we do what we call extractions of cell phones. So we use a forensic software to extract different data from the cell phones. There's several different extraction methods that you can use. Three main ones. The first one is kind of a logical extraction. Essentially what that does is we ask the cell phone, what can you provide us? And the cell phone will provide us X data. The next analysis that we can do or extraction that we can do is called a file system extraction. That's kind of where our software goes into the cell phone and then tries to pull as much data as we can from that cell phone. The last extraction that we can perform is called a physical extraction. Essentially, that is a bit-for-bit copy of whatever that electronic device is.
Okay. And just so we know, when you say extraction, do you mean taking the information off of that device to be able to utilize what you're looking at?
By extraction, yes. We don't take anything physically off of that device, but we make a copy of those items on that device and put it onto another, like electronic storage media.
Okay.
So we're not changing anything on the device. We have different methods that ensure that we have made a what we call a forensic copy of that device.
So it's essentially a copy of what was on that device.
Correct.
Okay. You've done this a little bit, can you tell the jury how that's done? How does a technician take that copy from a cellular device and put it into another place?
Yeah, so we'll connect that electronic device up to like our computers and our forensic extraction software. We use things like write blockers to ensure that no information from our devices or our computer is transferred over to the cell phone. Once the data is extracted from that device, we'll go ahead and ensure that a copy has been made, a forensic copy. We do that through hash verification. There's two different ones that we use. One is MD5 hash, and the other one is SHA-256 hash. Essentially what a hash is like a fingerprint of that electronic device. It just shows that we made a exact forensic copy of that content. Once that content is created, we transfer that to another electronic storage medium, whether that's a USB drive, whether that's just any kind of external media drive. And then we run a hash verification to ensure that that copy was not altered during that transfer process.
Okay.
That is typically what is done by best practice.
Okay. Can you tell the jury what types of just a moment, Your Honor. Agent Durant, have you previously performed digital analysis of cellular telephones?
Yes.
Have you previously performed analysis of social media extractions from search warrants?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we would ask that he be made an expert in the area of forensic analysis of digital devices.
That's Board Item. Sir, how long have you been employed by the FBI?
I've been employed by the FBI for about 5.5 years, since September of 2019.
And in that time, how many times have you been qualified as an expert in court? Or have you?
I don't believe I've been qualified as one as per a digital evidence extraction. So I've been qualified in the areas of child investigation, like child crime investigations.
But as far as digital forensics, you have not been qualified previously?
No, I don't believe so.
And if we could go back to your training, if you would go over that again with me, specifically as it relates to digital forensics, what training do you have?
In terms of digital forensics, so I have two trainings that I attended to. One was the computer analyst response team technician. Essentially, that is the one that I explained that you kind of go out there and you are able to collect the electronic devices and then kind of take them back, prepare to do like the digital extraction portion.
Okay. And how long was that course?
So that course was 2 weeks.
Okay. What other training do you have?
So I also am authorized as a digital evidence examination technician. Essentially what that one is that's the actual extraction process of being able to extract the data and search through the data for information of evidence of crime.
Did you go to a course for that?
Yes.
How long was that course?
It was about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
Yeah, so both courses were 2 weeks long.
You have specialized training in the software you're using?
In the software?
Yes.
Yeah, we were shown how to use the software, and we use that software in our cases.
Okay. When you say you were shown how to use the software, what type of training do you actually have with the software?
That was part of that training program where we actually get the software, we review what the software can do, and then we use that in order to extract digital evidence.
Your formal education background is a degree in finance and a degree in biomedical science.
Yes.
Do you have any formal education as far as college or anything like that as it relates to digital forensics, downloading phones, so forth?
No college experience with that, no.
Thank you. Good approach.
Agent Grant,
Yes.
during the course of your career, how many of these digital forensic analysis have you performed?
I have extracted and analyzed, I would say, approximately 30 cell phones or mobile devices, kind of cell phones, iPads, stuff like that. And in terms of computers, probably about another 20 for computers in terms of like laptops, external hard drives, and things like that.
General, what field were you asking if you had any qualifying? Specifically?
In forensic analysis of digital devices.
I'm going to overrule the defendant's objection. He'll be declared to be an expert in forensic analysis of digital devices
Thank you.
based on his training and his
Okay. So we're going to back up just a few questions back to the cellular. I believe you were testifying as to the cellular phone analysis and software that the FBI used. I believe we talked about the types of data that can be, and I think that was actually my next question. When we're talking about cellular phones or cellular devices, can you tell the jury what types of data can be obtained from an extraction of a cellular device?
Yes, so extractions of cellular devices can provide a lot of different data, such as images, videos, text messages. You can do web searches, GPS, pretty much anything that could be stored on a cell phone can be found through an extraction of the cell phone.
Okay. And is every cell phone the same, or are you able to obtain duplicate copies of, like, say, two individuals have Facebook on their phones? Do you always get full records on each device, or can that be different depending on the device itself?
It really depends upon the device, depends upon what the software update is. If some have older software versus newer software updates, there's a lot of different factors that can play into what can be extracted from an electronic device. In terms of social media, when you're extracting social media information from the device, it's only the information that is found on it. So a lot of social media companies will store stuff in like the cloud or off of your cell phone. So when you do an extraction, you may only get a couple of days of social media conversations. You may get more, you may get less, you may not get any at all. It really just depends upon the extraction method used and the data that was stored on the actual electronic device.
Okay. Do you also, as part of your training and experience, also analyze social media extractions based on search warrants?
Yes.
Okay. Do those tend to offer more information than pulling social media directly from a cellular device?
Yes. So information that you obtain through a search warrant for a social media company is going to have a more complete record of the conversations and the activity on that account, as opposed to one that is pulled from an electronic device.
Okay. And can you tell the jury why that is?
So kind of like I stated before, the information that you're going to get from an extraction of an electronic device is only going to be the information that's found on that device when you do the extraction. So one of the things that we do when we do an extraction is we put, like, for example, the cell phone in airplane mode. And in airplane mode, the cell phone is not able to communicate with any of the servers, the social media servers. So it's just whatever's on that device at that time is what you can get. However, when you do legal process through social media, they have access to all the information that they would store. All that information that would be on a cloud account can then be provided to law enforcement through legal process.
Okay. You may have already asked this when the judge asked you these questions. Have you previously performed a digital analysis of cellular telephones?
Yes.
Have you also performed analysis of computers?
Yes.
And what about social media extractions from search warrants?
Yes.
And were you provided with digital extractions in the case we're here on today?
I was.
Okay. Do you know what types of digital extractions you were provided with?
Yes, so the two main ones were a few cell phone extractions as well as social media search warrant returns.
Okay. Were any of those directly linked to the defendant, Megan Boswell?
Yes.
Okay. What were you specifically asked to do with the information that you were given?
I was asked to review the social media search warrant proceeds from Ms. Boswell's Facebook account and Instagram account.
Okay. And tell us what proceeds are.
Proceeds, so when you submit a search warrant to social media companies, essentially what they send you back is the proceeds of that warrant. So when I say search warrant proceeds, I mean all the information that's Facebook or Instagram or any social media has provided the law enforcement officer.
Okay. And were you actually able to perform an analysis on the defendant's social media that was provided to you?
Yes, I reviewed both the Facebook and Instagram accounts.
Okay.
Everyone stand, please. You may be seated. Thank you.
Right. You decide what you heard from.
Or if I could speak briefly. Well, first, the state of Tennessee has fulfilled the notice requirement by filing a written notice of intent to introduce these documents, and we were not at any time notified by the defense that they were going to be opposing these. But also under Rule 902, it falls under a self-authenticating documents because it is records of regularly conducted activity, and the case law is clear that a self-authenticating affidavit is sufficient on being able to bring these records in.
Judges, it relates to pretrial notice. My reading of Rule 12 of the Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure basically sets out 5 things that must be raised pretrial: defects in the institution of the prosecution, defect in the indictment, so forth, motion to suppress, request for discovery, and a motion to sever. None of those things include this. I've objected because that affidavit is not an affidavit. It's a statement, and it should be sworn to in front of someone who is qualified to give an oath. And for it to qualify under 902, I think it has to be an actual affidavit sworn to by someone qualified to give an oath.
If you would like, we would be happy to provide you with a case that allows this document to be sufficient. It's on page 16.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
So you get my copy. You have a copy for the thing.
I'm trying to find it, yep.
In looking at the written notice, the certificate of service signed by General Harper says it was emailed to Defense Council on the 31st day of January 2025. It was filed February 3rd at the clerk's office. They've included a copy of this certificate of authenticity and domestic records of regularly conducted activity. Mr. Scott is correct that there does not appear on this document a notary from the state of California. I do know that in every other respect that the certificate of authenticity complies with both rules 803, 6, and 902, 11. And the certificate of authenticity declares under penalty of perjury that the certificate is true and correct to the best of this person's knowledge. And it has the logo of Facebook on the document itself. I'm looking at the case that was handed up, State versus Benitez, 2022 Westlaw 123-1075. Quoting State versus Ferguson, 741 Southwest 2nd, 125, that the circumstances must only show with reasonable assurance the identity of the evidence. And the court is satisfied that this certificate complies with that statement. So I'm going to overrule the objection and the state of evidence continue. We'll take about 10 more minutes of break. So.
May the witness.
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell the jury why something like this is important pursuant to an investigation?
Essentially, why this is important is it shows that the records that we received for the specific account we received them from are accurate.
Okay. All right, that can be passed back down. Thank you. To your knowledge, do you know who owns Instagram?
Yes, Instagram and Facebook are both owned by Meta.
Okay. And were you able to conduct an analysis on Facebook and Instagram records of the defendant, Megan Boswell?
Yes.
And were these records obtained via a valid search warrant for those records?
Yes.
Okay. In reviewing, I guess let me ask you this, were you able to review all of the information, not just the Facebook and Instagram records, but all of the information that you were provided regarding digital evidence in this case?
Yes, I reviewed a number of different phone extractions as well as search warrant returns.
Okay. Based upon this, were you able to identify conversations pertinent to this investigation?
Yes.
Have you identified and reviewed those in preparation for court today?
Yes.
I'm going to pass you 2 pages here. Take a look and see if you recognize that.
I do.
Okay. And what is it?
So there are conversations that were located on Ms. Boswell's Facebook account.
Okay. And is it a conversation between the defendant and someone else?
Yes.
And who is the other person?
It is Haley Spiro.
Okay. And is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation that you reviewed on Megan Boswell's Facebook search warrant extraction?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me the date of that conversation?
This was on December 8th, 2019.
Your Honor, at this time, we would ask that be admitted as exhibit number 231.
Approach up here for a second. There's no objection to 231, subject to the previous one.
And permission to publish, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Okay. Agent Durant, is this the conversation we were just discussing?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me what the defendant states right after it shows that she called Haley on the phone?
So the defendant states, I'll have to double check with her dad as her, or her dad has her, but I should have an extra.
Okay.
And then it goes to, I don't think I sent them all with him, but then again, I might have because I'm irresponsible.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, this will be subject to my prior objections.
I'm going to pass you two documents. We're going to go through them one at a time. You could look first at the one with the earliest date on it, please.
Okay.
And do you recognize that document?
I do.
And can you tell me what it is?
So it's a conversation between the defendant, I believe it was Alexia Roop.
Okay. And what's the date of that conversation?
December 18th, 2019.
Okay. And then for the second page that I handed you, who was the conversation with on that second page?
So this one was, and also a conversation from that Facebook social media proceeds, also between the defendant and Alexia Roop.
And what is the date of that conversation?
That is December 27th, 2019.
And are those both fair and accurate representations of the conversations that you reviewed on the defendant's Facebook search warrant extraction?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, we'd ask that those be made as separate exhibits for the 12/18 date, exhibit number 232, and for the December 27th date, exhibit number 233.
So this will exhibit subject to the defendant's prior objections. Thank you.
Thank you. Permission to publish. Okay, first we'll go to the December 18th message. Alexia Roop says, so I'm probably never going to get this money, am I? LOL. And what does the defendant say?
The defendant says, I'm really sorry. I've been busy. I've been so busy. My child's father took her from me, and it's been one thing after another, and I'm sorry I've not been able to meet and stuff. Sundays are my only day off, and the only time I really have to meet.
And next, we'll go to the December 27th conversation. Alexia says to the defendant, you never sent it. And what does the defendant say?
The defendant says, I honestly have to get a new one, have to go get a new one. Can I give you my social? And you try that card. I put money on it again.
And then Alexia says, yeah, I can try. And what does the defendant say?
I'm sorry. I'm just so busy and like in a custody fight with Evelyn's dad right now. And I'm exhausted, to be honest, with you. And I'm trying to keep up with everything as is. I'm really hoping we can get that prepaid card figured out.
Okay. pass you one page and ask if you recognize it.
I do.
Okay, can you tell us what it is?
It's another conversation from the Facebook warrant between Ms. Boswell and Jesse Rosenbaum.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate, let me ask you, what is the date of that conversation?
It's January 13th, 2020.
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation as you saw it on that social media extraction?
Yes.
Okay, if we'd ask that be made exhibit number 234.
234.
Permission to publish? Okay. You could tell us what the defendant says on January 13th of 2020.
So the defendant says, I lost custody of Evelyn to Ethan, and I've been in a mood. I really don't want to deal with their shit right now. I've not told anyone but you that. He told me our court date was a different date than what it was, and I didn't know, so I was late to it.
Okay. And then Jesse Rosenbaum says, damn, that sucks. Effed up shit. You could call a retrial. And then what does Megan say?
I'm trying to. I've not even told anyone that happened yet. I just don't want to deal with them, you know. And then she also says, like they always drag me into their problems, then bitch at me for being in their problems after they put me in the middle. LOL.
Okay. Then you 2 pages. I'm ask you the same thing if you can recognize them.
I do.
Okay. And can you tell us what it is?
It's a conversation between Christopher Hall and Ms. Boswell.
Okay. And the date of that conversation?
January 26, 2020.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of how that looked when you analyzed Megan Boswell's Facebook extraction?
Yes.
We would ask that be made exhibit number 235.
What was that date?
January 26, 2020. Permission to publish? So Christopher Hall asks, how's Evelyn? And what does the defendant say?
Defendant says, good, mean as fuck.
And he says, aw, and what does Megan Boswell say?
She says, she hates me.
No reproach, Your Honor. I'm going to pass you 2 pages. And ask if you can identify that.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us what it is?
So it's this was a conversation on Facebook between the defendant and Miss Shirley Lowry.
Okay. And what was the date of that conversation?
This was February 18th, 2020.
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation from the defendant's Facebook extraction?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 236.
The full exhibit 236. This is the court's order.
Permission to publish.
Go ahead.
Okay. For the first page of this, can you, I'm trying to get a little bit bigger, can you just read to the jury what the defendant says on February 18th of 2020?
So the first message that comes through is hello, question mark. The next message is, if you want to know what's going on, I couldn't bring Evelyn over because Ethan wouldn't let me pick her up, and I have court in the morning. I'm sorry, and I hate to be rude about this, but you don't have any rights to my child, and what goes on between me, her, and her dad stays between me, her, and her dad. So the following message is, I have court in the morning to set up a specific plan where he has her 1 week and I have her another.
Okay. And is that conversation, let me make it smaller. Okay. And then for the record, there's a photograph there, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and what does the defendant say after that photograph?
She says, this was her when I saw her last weekend, and then follows up with, if dad didn't flip out when I come on the property, I'd bring her by. Not that it's any of your business, though, and don't involve anyone else in it.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that up for just a second because I want to ask you some questions about this photograph. So again, we're looking at the date, February 18th, 2020, is that right?
Yes.
And that's the date the message was sent to Shirley Lowry?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to determine, based upon your analysis of the defendant's Facebook, is that picture an accurate representation of being taken the weekend before February 18th of 2020?
No.
Can you tell me how you know that that picture is an old picture?
While reviewing the conversations from the search warrant proceeds, I located that same photo, which was sent to Ethan on November 30th of 2019.
Okay. Same thing, I'm going to ask if you're able to identify that.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me what it is?
It's a conversation between Kristen Arnett and the defendant.
Okay, and is there a date on that conversation?
February 22nd, 2020.
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation between the defendant and Kristen Arnett on that date from her Facebook proceeds?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 237.
237.
Permission to publish. I'll try to make this one a little bit bigger. Christian Arnett says, honey, I pray that you come out of this. I pray you and that baby are both safe. All you got to do is be honest, honey. I'm praying so hard for you. And what does the defendant say in response?
I am being 100% honest and trying to help find my baby. I was scared of the person who took her. Thank you.
Okay, passed you a document. Do you recognize that document?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
This was a conversation between the defendant and Hunter.
Hunter Wood?
Hunter Wood, yes.
Okay, and is there a date for that conversation?
There is. It's December 27th of 2019.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation as you viewed it during your analysis?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 238.
Exhibit 238, subject to court finding.
And permission to publish. Okay. If you can, just tell us what the defendant says to Hunter Wood on December 27th and December 28th.
On December 27th, the defendant says, "Text me again so I have your number. I ended up just swapping phones with her." And then follows on with, "Hey, I'm gonna leave here soon. Ethan and I talked, and he's going to stay home." And then is followed by, he thinks that what would be best, also because I'm obviously not a very stable parent right now, and Evelyn doesn't want to come home with me.
Okay. Okay, same question.
Yes, I recognize this.
Can you tell me what it is?
So it's a conversation between the defendant and Hunter.
Okay, and what is the date of that?
The date of this one is February the 19th of 2020.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation that you viewed pursuant to your analysis of the defendant's social media?
Yes.
Okay, we'd ask that be made exhibit number 239.
So exhibit 239, subject to court finding.
And permission to publish. If you could read to the jury each of these text bubbles from the defendant to Hunter Wood on February 19th of 2020.
Yes. It says, "Hey, I have no clue why you're mad at me, but I've been waiting for Mom for fucking hours at the BP. Can I please come sleep in your truck if I get a ride there?" And she says, "Like, seriously, I've done nothing. I've not done anything for you to be mad at me. I love you, and I was supposed to leave so long ago, and I tired as fucking hell. I'm also pregnant with your child, so you could let me sleep in your truck." I'm gonna just come anyways and sleep in it when I can find a ride. I'm so tired and I needed you tonight, but thank you, Hunter. I might just say fuck it and come in. And then she tried to call and Hunter missed a call. And then the final one is I've tried to call.
Okay. I'm going to pass you 7 pages. Take a moment to look through that. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to view that exhibit?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what it is?
So it's a conversation between the defendant and Hunter.
Okay. Hunter Wood?
Hunter Wood. Yes.
Okay. And is there a date on that conversation?
Yes. February 22nd of 2020.
Okay. And is that also a fair and accurate representation of the conversation as you viewed it when you did an analysis of the defendant's social media?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 240.
He collected exhibit 240, subject to
Permission to publish. We're just going to go through it page by page.
Okay.
Okay. What does Megan Boswell start out saying on February 22nd of 2020?
The defendant states, "Hey, I texted you just so that you know it's really me.
And Hunter Wood says, change your Facebook name. And what does the defendant say?
I will in a few. Will you please bring me a change of clothes? TBI is in North Carolina with my mom. Literally, I don't care what clothes are. I just don't have anything at the moment."
And Hunter said, they said there was no baby with her though. I'm at my mom's. What does the defendant say?
She's still under arrest and being questioned. Can you please do that for me, though?
And then Hunter says, yeah, but where's the baby? I just want the baby to be found safely. What does the defendant say?
Dad won't let me go anywhere because of the situation. Hunter, I can't disclose stuff to you on here about what TBI is doing.
Then Hunter says, but please assure to me that the baby will be found and brought home safely. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Then what does, I'll scroll down in a second, what does the defendant say in response to that?
Hunter, I have full faith in the TBI and everyone I've spoken to that they will get the truth out of my mom and bring my baby back to me. Can you come talk? ? Or your mom? ? I just can't disclose anything much more over the internet at this point in time or over the phone, and I hope you can understand that.
Okay, I'll move that up a little bit, and if you could continue.
If you don't want to, I'll speak to your mom and she can tell you. Also tell her thank you for reporting the car missing. If mom has told you anything that is off-putting, please let me know. If she told you anything at all. Please tell me, please, anything at all. Did she ever mention Mendota to you? She kept trying to take me there, and I'm trying to find a ride up there to go looking.
Okay. Oh, make this one smaller. Okay. And what does the defendant, I guess it's a continuation from the last page, what does she say?
So please let me know if you know anything about Mendota. I know it's late, but can you take me somewhere in Mendota, along a river? Mom used to talk about it.
And Hunter says, get your dad or TBI to take you. And what does the defendant say?
I can't get a hold of David, and there's no way in hell Dad will take me.
Okay. And then what does the defendant say?
David's not replying to me, probably because they're down in North Carolina dealing with my mother.
And then Hunter Wood says, I'll contact Chris Wilhoit and see what he says to do. And what does the defendant say?
Who is that? I don't know exactly where it is.
And Hunter says, the leading TBI agent. What does the defendant say?
I just know a river in Mendota. Someone told Dad they wanted to talk to him.
Okay. And then what does the defendant say?
Same place Mom got arrested for trespassing in Scott County, Holston River.
And then Hunter says, what does that have to do with the baby? And what does the defendant say?
Only place I know she might be connected with in Mendota. Dad is on the phone with someone right now. Something about who reported the car she saw. She says she would only talk to Dad and that she had important information.
Okay. And what does she say in that last message?
Dad's on the phone with her recording the call.
This is the last page. I might have to make this a little bit bigger. And then Hunter says, what did they say? And what does the defendant say back to Hunter?
She said my mom dropped the baby off behind the church 3 days ago. They're looking into the church thing right now. She said a church off 394. I think she said Feathers Chapel. Dad talked to her. Not sire, but I'm losing my shit right now and have no one. I have to find Evelyn now. It's been 3 days already. What if she's cold and hungry?
Okay, and then what does she say? I'll move that up a little bit, where it starts, Hunter, please.
Hunter, please, no one will take me to look for her mom. Had to have dropped her
Bye.